Hey, Colabcoaching here again to share some wise words of wisdom for the week. Now, this is week 3 of the Trigger series. And as always, I want to propose a question to you. Why do your triggers make you feel insecure? Now, I know I did a whole series on insecurities. If you haven't watched that yet, go ahead and go to my YouTube and watch that whole series. I broke down a lot of stuff. But I feel like there's something more we need to talk about, especially associated with triggers. So when it comes to triggers, why does it make you feel insecure? Now, what I mean is that pain that you feel, that sinking in your stomach when someone says something to you that you don't like, or someone points out something that might not be directly associated to you, but you feel like it was centered towards you some type of way. Somewhere in the atmosphere made you feel like this was about you. Why does that make you feel hurt? Why does that put so much pain in your heart? And the answer is it's because there's some unresolved issues that you have not dealt with. Nothing in this world, and I mean nothing in this world, should make you feel like you have no control over your emotions. As a matter of fact, your own emotions should not make you feel like you don't have control over them because they are yours. They were created within you. The source of it was from you. Yes, some things may dictate how high your emotions get or how low your emotions get, but at the end of the day, those emotions are yours. So if you get to the point where someone says something to you or something that happens to you makes you feel some type of way, that comes from you. Everything comes from you. So the issue is that, yes, you were triggered by something, but why is that triggering you? Why do you feel so low? Why does that affect your self esteem? Why does that make you feel like you're insignificant? Why does that lead you to have insecurities? Is something that you have not resolved. There's something in you that you're not willing to talk about. There's something that you're trying to ignore. There's something that you choose as if it's not a priority. What triggers do, as I said before, they highlight something that you're trying to keep away, something that you're not trying to address. Just imagine you going about your day, you're trying to live your life the best way you can, and you get to a situation where something triggers you, or you get to where you're either at work or you with your family members, something triggers you to the point where it upsets your whole day. Now you can't function the way you want, you can't think the way you want, you can't feel the way you want because that trigger has now consumed your whole process of thinking. And not only that, it now makes you feel low, makes you feel down. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do in that situation to bring ourselves back up, to allow ourselves to go back to a sense of strength and control over ourselves and to have more of a grasp of our feelings? Number one thing, address it. Address it as soon as it happens. What I tend to do is that we tend to brush it off like, oh man, this hurts right now, but it's not important right now. I need to focus on whatever. Forget what they say. Forget how I feel right now. I need to focus on my day and get my day and continue to do things for other people or continue to function at work or continue to pretend like I'm happy at this moment because it's one thing to say that you're happy, it's another thing to act like you're happy. Two separate situations. So we have to address it. We have to address it when it comes because that's the most healthiest thing you can do for yourself. Just because you think it's not significant, I promise you, you do not want to be that person that you are triggered 10 years in down the line because of something that happened today. We don't want to deal with that because that's the way you've been living all your life. Something that happened to you when you were a child is now affecting you today. Something that happened to you when you were a teenager is now affecting you today. Something that happened to you when you were a young adult is now affecting you today because you chose not to address it. So these insecurities are a part of you, yes, but we have to address the insecurities now. If you feel like you are overweight, if you feel like you're not attractive, if you feel like you can't love people the way you want to love them, if you feel like you have been abused physically, emotionally, mentally, verbally, we have to address this now. Yes, it's gonna hurt. I promise you that yes, the pain is going to be intense. But once you take the time to talk about it, once you take the time to release all that pain that you're feeling at this moment, all that hurt that you feel at this moment, it's gonna be freeing. Not freeing from the point that, oh, as soon as I talk about it, insecurities are gonna be gone. It's gonna be freeing because you put it out in the open. Bottling up emotions is not only hurting you, but the people around you, because now you become destructive. You become destructive because you don't know when you're gonna blow up. You don't know when you're gonna detonate. You don't know when you're gonna explode on somebody because of something that you felt a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, years ago, 10 years ago. You have to let it out. Let it out in a safe environment, of course. Not to strangers, not to people that you don't trust. Whatever you feel most comfortable in. It could be with a friend, it could be with a counselor, it could be with a coach, it could be with your parents. You have to let it out. That's the one thing that a lot of us are not doing, because these feelings are real. We can't pretend like they're fake. Whatever you do, please don't, please, and I reiterate this, please don't act like what you're feeling is not important. You are important. Your feelings are important. Whatever you manifest or you created in this world is important. And that includes your feelings. Those feelings come from you, as I said before. So if it's real, address it as if it's real. Now, the second thing for you to do is to figure out a pathway, figure out a way for you to resolve these insecurities. This may not be instant, this may not be in a day, a week, a month, but find a pathway for you to slowly resolve these insecurities. Insecurities are a part of you, but the problem is that we tend to allow insecurities to have more control over our emotions than we do. Just imagine you living your life as if you think every day that you're overweight, even though you know that you're not. Or you living your life every day you thinking that you are ugly and you're not. That's going to consume you to the point where whenever you hear the word ugly, wherever you hear the word fat, you are automatically triggered, no matter who says it. It could be in a textbook that someone's reading out loud in your class. It could be on TV show. It could be on in a movie. It could be a pastor preaching. Whatever, whenever you hear those words, you're triggered. You can't live like that. You're living in fear. You're living in pain, and you're living in struggle. We can't have that. We have to find a pathway to resolve these issues, because insecurities may be something that you're going to have for the rest of your life. Yes. But the power and the control that insecurities have over you is something that you need to take back, grasp, and put it back into your happiness, put it back into your sanity, put it back into your love, put it back into your appreciation of yourself, put it back into confidence. Because this is what happens. What happens is that you let insecurities consume you, and you are a product of your insecurities now. Your insecurities are not a product of what happens to your life. You are a product of your insecurities. Because whatever happens to you, you're automatically going to go back to what you feel inside you in your insecurity. So let's put it this way. If you feel happy about yourself, you're always going to have a center where you always could be. You're always going to enjoy yourself. You're always going to be in tune with yourself. You're always going to be pleasant. You're going to have a right attitude. But if you feel like you've hurt, if you feel pain, if you feel like you're in agony, everything around you is going to be you're going to have that perspective that you're always going to be in a negative environment. And people around you are going to see that same perspective too. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to share things with you. They don't want to be in your company, because you're releasing all those feelings that are pent up inside unconsciously. And as I said before, you don't know where you're going to blow up or detonate in front of somebody. So first thing, acknowledgement. Second thing, find a pathway. Third thing is to let it go. Let it go. Just because you have pain doesn't mean you have to be a product of your pain. Just because you are hurt doesn't mean you have to be a product of your hurt. Insecurities are only as strong as you allow them to be, because they are created by you. Doesn't mean other people haven't fueled them. It just means that you have control over them. Simple as that. So if you're asking yourself, why am I triggered? Why is my triggers cause so much insecurity in my life? It's because those insecurities have already been there. You just haven't addressed them. That's why I'm here to help you address your insecurities. That way, if you feel like you're getting triggered or you are triggered, you already have control of those insecurities so that they will affect your life and it'll affect your day to day basis. So, who am I? I'm the collab coach. I focus on relationships, but not only intimate relationships, relationships with your friends, family, your co-workers, and the most important relationship of all, with yourself. It is still June. June is almost over, but I'm still doing that 15-minute free conversation. Message me if you want to vent, if you want to cry, if you want to lash out and yell. Go ahead. I'm here for it. Just message me for more details. Watch this video and all my series, the Insecure series, the Loneliness series, and all the series on YouTube. Just type in Collab Coaching, like and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Collab Coaching. Follow me on YouTube, Collab Coaching, and you will not be disappointed. Share this with anyone that you know that their triggers are causing them to be more insecure than normal. And thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and be safe.